Hey future people, welcome for today's edition. Wherever you're watching, I just say thank you for watching my program. Future people, I've been talking about this many times. I said things like this. It's time that we have to start talking about what is going on and know that things that make difference, the question that we often ask is, our Igbo governors coward, whereby they are too quick to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization, while the Miyeth Allah, the Boko Haram, are yet to be proscribed as a terrorist organization in Nigeria. The Fulani herdsmen, they are still yet to be proscribed as a terrorist organization in Nigeria. Do you think that Igbo governors are cowards? We find out that a lot of people are still, in tears, that Igbo governors are still allowing things that is happening in Igbo land to continue to happen. You wonder, how can all the killing going on in the north, all the kidnapping, all the unrest in north, even the destruction of Igbo property, the destruction of beer parlors, taking off school children. See yet, the northern governors have not come out to prescribe the Fulani herdsmen as a terrorist organization. We even heard that one of them, defending the Fulani herdsmen, that we should stop calling them bandits. So we'll call them a holy people for kidnapping our people. We'll call them a holy people for destroying our people. What do you guys think? It's kind of something that we Igbos have to stand up and ask our governors, why do you let yourself to be belittled so much that you cannot stand like other governors for your people? You find out that the 5 state governors in Igbo land, they are actually cowards. They are doing nothing. They are there, their northern counterparts are kind of playing game with other people's life, but they cannot protect their own. They are quick to declare their people terrorist organization. As an Igbo, we all have to be concerned on this. As an Igbo, guys, we all worried what is going on in the Igbo land, where our governors are quick to join President Buhari to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization. Do you think IPOB is a terrorist organization? How is it that Islamic militants, the Fulani herdsmen, that are going around raping women, killing the farmers, kidnapping, are not yet prescribed terrorist organization? Yet our Igbos accept that IPOB is terrorist organization. Do you think that Igbo governors are cowards? We are all told that politicians make their law based on the people's feeling, based on people's idea, based on the community's view. But the Igbo community in Biafra land, most of them have today declared that they don't want the Fulani terrorist organization. They don't want the Fulani herdsmen in our community because they rape our farms, they destroy their crops, they rape their women, and they kill the men when they find them in the farm. If you against them and ask them not to eat your crops, they will shoot you. Why can't we prescribe those people as terrorist organization? Guys, I have a bean here, biting my ears. When you look around here, if you look from far away there, that's Australian power plantation. That's where we get some of our power around here. I will take you guys, maybe in time, I'll take you guys around other areas. So, but we ask this thing. We find out that Gumi came out, recently to defend the Fulani herdsmen. He asked everybody not to call them bandits or terrorist organization. Rather, we should pay them and apologize to them because they are doing the right thing to kidnap our women. They are doing the right thing to kill people. So what do you think about this? But Eastern governors are still today have not, introduced any bill that will deregister the terrorist organization tag on IPOB. As an Igbo, as a Biafran, have you seen IPOB people kidnap anybody in Biafran land? Have you heard that IPOB went in any community and raid those communities and deal with anybody there? Have you seen that IPOB, carried a gun and go to a village and ransack the village and kidnap maybe 300 or 400 people? What made IPOB a terrorist organization? IPOB are asking for, separation from Nigeria. If Nigerian government think that their idea It's against their own personal view. What they will do as a governor, as a president, as a senators, is to ask your people. How can you ask your people? A simple thing, the same IPOB are asking you. The IPOB asks you, okay, let's go to referendum. If you guys win, then we drop our arms. If you guys win, then we say, okay, that's enough for us. But what we are seeing today is like dictatorship. Our Igbo governors have allowed themselves to be coward. Our Igbo governors have allowed themselves to be a footmouth that other governors in Nigeria step onto. About the 5 governors, including our South governors, cannot stand up today and speak. The Northern governors will listen because they have allowed themselves to be a laughingstock. For them to allow the governor, for them to allow the Northern governors, allow the president of Nigeria to tag IPOB, a terrorist organization, that's actually a defeat to the governors in Igbo land. That's actually a defeat to the legislators in Igbo land. If you're a senator, if you're a house member, if you're a governor, you are already defeated the day you allow such a thing to happen. Why am I saying this? We all know that the Fulani herdsmen have been running sack everywhere, even destroying some side of north, destroying their crops, doing a lot of things. Because they have lineage with most of the governors. Most of the governors, either their father are Fulani or their mom are Fulani, or they are related one way or the other to the Fulani race, or maybe some of them are Islam. They refuse to tag them that, and they say nobody can do that. Eastern governors cannot come out and speak and call them terrorists because those governors are more than them. I have never known that Igbo man to be a coward. Igbo mans are always the brave one. We see people like Ojukwu, we see Nnamdi Kanu rising up. We see a lot of Igbo men that rise up and stand in the time of diversity and make this happen. How do we come to this generation of governors that are coward, that cannot speak, a coward that prefer to be handouts, a riffraff that fall from the table than to be the ones controlling the whole thing and making sure that everybody have equal chance? Before, people say that Igbos are the best, but what we are seeing in the governors, we are seeing a coward. We see people that have been defeated before the war started. We see people that have allowed themselves to be a talking stool for those that see them as a coward people. The governors have lost their taste. The introduction of IPOB makes things, Igbos to have a bit of prestige. Look at now that IPOB have introduced the Eastern Security Network. What did you see? The Northerners are running hater and skater, trying to encounter that, trying to make that stop. But still, can they? No, because it's an Igbo. Without Igbo in Nigeria, then Nigeria is gone. And if Igbo should stay in Nigeria, there must be a dialogue. And that dialogue goes on referendum. The referendum must go on 2 ways. Either the Igbos want Biafra or not. If Igbos want Biafra, they should go. There's no 2 ways about it. There's no 2 ways. This dream will never stop until you guys bring it to reality. I know many of our Igbos that are living in North are scared of their property. Many of Igbos that are living in the South, in West, Yoruba land are scared of losing their property. But remember, during the war, Igbo lost a lot. After 20 years or 30 years, Igbos get those things back. You that are thinking of losing your property, if Igbos gain their independence today, remember the whole wealth of Igbos will be on your hand. And if Igbo gain those wealth in their hand, they will never allow their people to suffer. At least they will provide food for everybody. Like you see in the Western world, no matter what, there is always food provision for everybody. Even when you don't have all the money you necessarily need in your hand. In Western world, you can buy whatever you want to buy. You buy it maybe on hire purchase, which means you buy it through, what they call it, loan. You may pay it 40 years, 60 years, 70 years, but you need that, you buy that. Some people choose to buy car here. They may buy car $60,000, $70,000. You paid maybe 20, 30 years. Some people choose to buy house. You may buy house $300,000, $200,000, $1 million. You may pay it maybe 50 years. If you couldn't pay it finish, your son, your daughters may pay the remaining and sell if they want to sell or make profit from it. The same thing we apply in Biafra land. So if you have a property in the north, if you have a property in Lagos or all those places, being scared of losing your property, I'm telling you, your life matters a lot than anything. Nnamdi Kanu calling for Biafra has a vision. And we must like listen, stop being sentiment. Nigerian structure have killed most of you guys' brain that you think that okay, Biafra will come, we lost everything. That's not true. Remember, if Biafra have their independence, they will sell their goods. When they sell their goods, the money will go for the citizens. Biafra will take stock how many citizens they have. They will distribute food. At least they will have something to give to their Biafra citizens to eat and stay alive and continue to pursue tomorrow. Igbos always say that if you give me a desert, I will turn it to London. Let me use the word. That's what we normally Igbos say. If you go to any city, any country you go today, you will find Igbos doing well. That tells you Igbos will turn desert to London. Then why is it our governors are scared that Igbos will lose anything when Igbos can turn desert to London? Is Biafran land desert? Biafran land is not desert. Biafran land is a land full of milk and honey. We should be proud of it. We should stand up and begin to declare that Biafra land is what we want. Northerners have to be the one asking us, please, let's we do business with you guys. Let we be for you guys. How dare our governors let themselves too loose? How dare our governors lose the authority God have given them? I'm telling you today, I'm calling all the Igbo governors, it is unfair to listen to that, to see that Northerners are defending their people, and we are allowing our brothers to be killed. Okay, Zikbazu, Willow Biano, David Omai, Hope Uzodima, Iweka, Dixon, all these Biafran governors. Remember, those boys that you allow the soldiers to kill, they are your brothers, they are your sisters. Those boys have not done nothing wrong than to say, I want my own country. If you know that their idea is not good for you, you put those things in the vote and hear the people's voice. Let's give instance with Australia. In Australia, there's a time we want republic. It was going on and going on and on and on and on and on. They're actually trying to bring a bit of problem in the community. What did they do? They put referendum, put our vote there. People voted to remain as we are. That independence view was what? Stepped down. The same thing happened when Australia is talking about gay marriage, all those, equality. People like me, I'm against it. But when they put the vote down, majority won that they want the marriage to stand. They want to change the marriage, not just for men and women. That marriage is now between a mature brain, whoever that you fell in love to, either a female or male. If a female fell in love to a female, they can marry. If a male fell in love to a male, they can marry. They won. That vote is made as a law today. I myself, I respect that. What my view do? My view don't relax. It becomes my personal view. So that's why we didn't shed blood for that. Why are we Africans so hard-hearted? A simple thing that will save life. Many of those people that will help us to progress in life, that will help us to build aircraft, that will help us to develop our nation, we kill them because we are so selfish, we are so greedy. We refuse to think. Many of those young men, vibrant men that will help us to achieve great things, even though you are not Biafran, you are Arewa, you are Oduduwa, those boys may be the one to build things that you may benefit as a human. They may be the one to have company, that you will travel or you take a visa, come to Biafra land and become a manager. You kill them. I'm telling you, Governor, those boys they are killing today, now not just only future tomorrow. They may be the ones that may save your future generation. But you allow them to be killed. And your future generation will be killed because of your mistake, your ignorance. Our governors should stop seeing limitation. They should see life broadened like we are. You still have maybe 30, 40, 50 years to live. Have you thought of what will happen in 20, 50 years? Remember, Ngege, look at the past governors today. Some of them are actually begging. Look at Peter. Pete Odore. During when they brought Peter Odore and Atiku as president and vice president, I told people this is just a game. If it is Igbo that lost to an Igbo man in president, just like Atiku lost to Buhari, they will be fighting up today in court for who will be the president and who will not be the president. Look at what happened to Hope Uzodinma. It will be happening as a president. But what did Atiku do? Amy called Atiku. Undergroundly, they called them too. Atiku just give it up and said, okay, fine, I've left it for Buhari. When will Igbos do that? No Igbo man think about that. See how Hausa are ruling us. Nnamdi Kanu is saying beyond that. That guy, I don't know, the guy have not lived in North, but I wonder why he have such a, a mindset. I understand the logic of North. And this goes with wisdom. I don't mind the person that told me that Nnamdi Kanu is a prophet. People say he's my God. Some people say he's my Lord and this thing, A lot of them have declared a lot of things about the guy. But when you watch the word the guy said, it's so deep to understand. And my advice today, if you're an Eastern governor, the ESN is there for you. It's not there to fight against you. It's there to protect your interests. Even though you are not open to sponsor these people, you should be indirectly protecting and sponsoring them. But I see nothing wrong for you to be open and proclaim that your support to your brothers and sisters. Many Biafrans want these people to stand. And I don't want us to be in a position that we allow ignorancy to rule us. Igbos are strong people. Igbos are known as industrious people. Igbos are known as entrepreneurs. Igbos are known as people who can turn a desert to a fertile land. Igbos, you can take everything away. They took everything away from Igbos after 1967 to 1975. What did Igbo do? Igbos turn things around. We build the nation. Igbos are the main people that build Nigerians. Because I can't tell you how many Yorubas that owns a very legitimate company in Igbo land, or outside that own the same thing in Igbo land. But Igbos, tell me today, I will tell you many Igbos that own in Lagos, Abuja, Kanu, all this Medugri. The Hausas have actually created a second nation there. Do you know what goes on in border and Medugri? Do you know what goes on in Chad and Medugri border? The northern border is not checked, but in our own Igbo land, our borders are checked. In our own Igbo land, you find our people cannot move goods. If you move goods, you pay tax. Do you know when goods come to Igbo land, they actually increase ×5? Because police collect money from you everywhere. But in the northern way, you don't see that. Why is it that way? That's why also I actually support Nnamdi Kanu telling the Northerners 40 days he gave the Nigerian government to pull up every checkpoint in Igbo land. Let us police our brothers. Those are our brothers that are in crime. Please step down. Don't go into crime again. You have ways to survive your life. Crime does not pay. You can't just benefit from your brothers. Do something for yourself. Work for yourself. Join something. Do something. If you guys are for it, internet is there. You can start a business. You guys can promote it. 4 of you can promote and become entrepreneur. So brothers, use your brain. I encourage people today, I encourage our governors today to stop. Pause for a while and know those boys you are killing. You may be related to them. They may be your brothers, they may be your sisters. Stop encouraging Northerners to come to our cities to kill our boys. The Northerners have not encouraged any police or Igbos to go to their place to kill. Why will you call inviting the Northerners? Hope Uzodinma openly say I invited the military to come and shoot people in Olu. Why will you, a sensible human being, saying that? Is that not mental effect? Hope Uzodinma is fighting with Rochas Okrocha. Could you imagine Rochas was speaking Hausa in Igbo land? To see how foolish these people are. I tell you, our governors are cowards. I asked if before I start the program, is our governors coward? I found out that even Rochas also is a coward. You think that the Hausas will be the one to save you in your Igbo land, in your fatherland? You see the misguided ways that we have. We'll begin to ask ourselves, how do we live? How would you get out of this mess? As an Igbo, the registration of IPOB as a terrorist organization is unwarranted. It's a disgrace to every Igbo leader. It's a slap in the face to Igbo governors. It's a slap in the face to every governor from the South and Southeast. It shows the ignorancy and inferiority of governors from those land called Biafran land. The Northerners have thrown their powers to tell you guys that we can do what we want, but you guys cannot do nothing. How can you ever not see a Northerner coming out to say Fulani herdsmen that are terrorizing, killing people, raping our women, killing farmers, destroying farmers, since that they are not terrorists, that you cannot even call them a bandit, that we should beg them? How can you know that Nigerian government, Nigerian law banned us having AK-47, but Fulani herdsmen are using the AK-47 walking around our streets and our farm freely without no problem in our own state, not even in the northern state? And you as a governor, your brothers say that I want our state so that we can monitor ourselves, so that we can control our resources, so that whatever we aim can be for everybody. So that my mom, my dad, my sister, my relative, my uncles may go to farm and come back safely without being killed. You as a governor, you say you are terrorists because you say we should be safe. How can you have the heart to watch television, seeing your fellow Igbo brother being paraded in the sea by military men just because they speak that I don't want to be this country again? You are watching that, they are paraded and being tortured, and you as an Eastern governor say yes, they are terrorists. You go home and sleep. How can you be an Eastern governor and South governor? A traditional holder in Igbo land house was destroyed by military. How many times have you saw the militaries went to Emir of Kanu or Oba of Ife destroy his own kingdom? But a monarchy in Igbo land house was destroyed. People were killed. There's no parliamentary inquiry on them. How can you as an Igbo governor, how can you as an Igbo senator, how can you as an Igbo house member, how can you as a South senator, South governors watch such a thing happen? And you guys go home and say, well, after all, it's not my cup of tea. This thing will come back and bite you guys. How can you today allow the throne of our governorship be the throne of mockery? How can you allow a crown prince to be spared out of our country without asking why? Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB member, let me just say, people say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but we forgot that Nnamdi Kanu is a crown prince. It's actually king awaiting. So I hear people that says Nnamdi Kanu is a small boy. Nnamdi Kanu, if not for the sake of what he's going through now, Nnamdi Kanu is a king. He cannot, even my old grandpa will come and bow down and say, Eze, may you live long. Because I think he's just a very common, very relaxed guy. He doesn't want to bring that throne ahead. Nnamdi Kanu is a king now because his father is no longer there. But we put that aside. Igbos, we never think about that. How can we, if we don't have conscience, we should begin to think, we should begin to tell ourselves, the cause of this thing may be upon you. Olden days in Igbo land, when the kings are not yet been crowned, the family, the community will be having problem. How can you allow things like this to happen? As an Igbo, I find it very, very challenging to see that an Igbo man will allow his brother to be killed without no consequence. As I am today, I always want to defend the things of Igbo. Unless when it is a crime, it's a crime. If it's a crime, yes, I know that it's a crime. Even if it's a crime, I'll make sure that that guy commit that crime. Because many people are accused of committing crime when they are innocent. So you will make sure. That's why we like the Australian law. Australian law say that you are not yet guilty. Likewise, every law. You are not yet guilty until proven guilty in the court of law. So you can't just, without any excuse, and tag people IPOB. I want this video to go around. Share this video to every platform you have. It's time for Igbo governors to go to that parliament. It's time for Igbo governors to go to that legislators. It's time for Igbo governors and South governors, every governor that's associated with Biafra, to go down there and say that from today, that name IPOB terrorists should be on tag. Nothing If the Northerners refuse to say Fulanis are bandits and this and that, why will you tag your brothers? Those that tag IPOB, you are tagging your father, you are tagging your mom, you are tagging your sister, a terrorist. Look at these people. Look at all these people that have IPOB banner. Look at them. Look at all of them. Look at all of them. Look at whites, black, European, every part of the world. You see a lot of massive people, you know, carrying the flag of Biafra and IPOB. You say they are terrorists? Look at, you know, I just look at this woman. Look at all these children. You ask them, you call them a terrorist? Why will you call them a terrorist? A terrorist moving around in people's area without killing people? A terrorist moving around without holding people hostage? Have you ever asked of how did they fund the ESN? But ESN is challenging the Nigerian military today. How on earth will our Igbo governor back down on this kind of a thing? You know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of when you belittle the Igbo governors that are not supporting IPOB, it's like they are belittling themselves, what God have given you. What position have God have made you. You actually belittle yourself. And if you belittle yourself, I'm telling you, you will get killed. Like Rochas are facing today. Look at how he's disgracing himself and Hope Uzodinma. It's a disgraceful thing. Finally, guys, I know that my video always brings you to some kind of conscience that you have to rethink again. If this video touched you in any way, please head to my YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube in some of my program, either what's happening around Australia, or my tour, or you know, seeing about Australia more, or again, you know, some of my video that talks about IPOB, Nigeria, problem, Oduduwa. You can see some of those programs there. Please like my YouTube, share it, and my Facebook. Let's make change together. Let's our conscience touch us together. Let's be able to speak for the truth, and the truth will set you free. Let's not to be sentiment in things so much. Let's always follow the truth, because some of our governors, they have failed us, and we may. I can't just say because I'm in this country everything is okay for me. I've stopped saying the truth. I believe that we all own ourselves the truth, so that the next generation we know that you said the truth when we are young, or that you said the truth when the truth is needed, not after the truth is needed and gone. You begin to say the truth. Yes, some will ask you that, why don't you say it at the right time so that people will be free? I believe in freedom and freedom for everybody. Thank you for watching. Lord Obi, the future you